Hello, thank you, Ruben. Like Ruben said, my name is Sevana Bergström. I am 31 years old, born and raised here in Uppsala. I work as an integration manager for the football associations, and I'm also the co-founder of the girls' rights organization called TRIS. I remember exactly when I decided to play football. Sweden had just won the bronze medal at the 1994 World Cup, and I thought to myself, hey, I want to do that too. So I tried to find my way into the world of sports, but I did not know how to get there. It was something other children took for granted, but for me, it was a challenge. I had to find the football pitch on my own. I had to fight for permission to take part, and I spent many hours on my bike going from Gottsunda to Sunnerstad just to play football together with other children. I had to do this all on my own, since the easy and the traditional road to football was not open to me. And this was because of my parents was not really a part of the majority society. One of my best friends, that also was an athlete, found out when she was 15 years old that she was about to send back to her parents' home country to marry a man that she had never met. I haven't heard of her since. When I was 15 years old, I found out that I would be allowed to go to California and play high school soccer. Of course, my parents were a little bit unwilling to let me go, but I figured that out that we had a lot of relatives in the US that could keep an eye on me over there. Integrating into the Swedish society was still easy for me compared to the experience of my older sisters. As new arrivals in Sweden, my parents didn't know much about the new society or about sports. My older sister was not allowed any male friends, no public exercise, no socializing out on the town, and no physical relationship before marriage. When I talk to my parents about this today, they say that they didn't know any better at the time. But becoming a part of the Swedish society, they realized that there are many different ways of granting your children the right to free time and free time activities. Together with my sisters, I started an organization, TRIS, meaning Girls' Rights in Society. There are still many girls in Sweden that are not allowed to make decisions about their life and free time activities. This is because of the way their parents express their cultural norms and values from the country of origin. This is even a direct conflict with democratic values and norms. We must ask us the question, why are girls with two parents born abroad vastly underrepresented in the Swedish sports movements? If I talk from my own standpoints, this is about the parents' backgrounds. The parents of these girls are mostly raised in collectivistic societies where the group is always in focus. The individual comes secondary to the group. Women have no rights by their own, and they have to be a virgin until marriage. An individual will always have dreams and goals. Just like a girl who's dreaming about being a professional football player. But if the group thinks that football is not suitable for a girl, then she will find it very hard to become a part of the football movement. Sweden as a nation cherishes democracy, equality, freedom, and openness. The UN Declaration on Human Rights is an expression of the Western norms and values. On this map from the World Value Survey on Cultures, Sweden is up there. Sweden stands as an extreme outlier when it comes to women's rights. the larger group of immigrants arriving in Sweden in the recent years are from countries from the other side of the culture map, regarding women's rights and self-expressions. This presents a significant challenge on integration and an issue we must address and talk openly about. These are questions about how children are viewed, about women's role in society, the importance of being a virgin until marriage. The traditional sexual views of honor and shame cultures clash with the values that the Swedish society stands for. Co-education activities, sport clubs, and public spaces become off-limits to girls who are being restricted by the honor-shame cultures. If we refuse to see these girls and deny them the same rights as other children, then we have failed them. At the Swedish Football Association, we have made a big commitment to a project called Alla är olika, olika är bra. That means everyone is different, different is good. A major focus would be on the honor-shame norms that contradict Swedish law and equality that the sport movement stands for. We want to talk about our values, about children's rights, and highlight the absence of the girls who are not allowed to be a part of the community. Am I talking too much about girls? This is about the boys too. Boys are brothers to these girls and raised according to the same values. These boys, they have a larger freedom and a better chance to break free, but they choose often not to. Part of our goal is to make these boys realize that they will also be victims of the honor-shame systems. They will be forced to be guardians of their family honor, and they will often forgo making their own decisions in life and love. Football has the opportunity to reach so many, and we can show how our values can show a way to independence and true equality. Ronjabollen is a community project that we initiated here in Uppsala, and that shows what can be achieved by football. We went to local schools to inform and recruit girls who had not been previously active in football. We let them practice separate for 6 months. And then we went to a local club here in Uppsala called IFK Uppsala. We educated board members and staff in the issues we were working with. The girls were integrated into the club as a team, and equally important, so were their parents. Many had little contact with Swedish society before, but now they became involved, meaning they were driving their kids to practice and to games. They were washing shirts, baking cookies, and becoming a part of the civil community. But the road is not always easy. I think a lot about the many meetings I have had with parents. Often we're in a conference room. The parents walks in and expects a negotiation. The parents expect this to be an opening bid, no subject to discussion. But it's not up for discussion. There is no negotiation on equality and girls' rights. Ronja Rövardotter is a girl from one of Astrid Lindgren's books. Ronja was forced to jump between 2 value systems. She fell in love with the boy that was not accepted of her own family. She was afraid of falling in between. Ronjabollen is and wants to be the bridge to Swedish norms and value system. A mother came to me 2 years ago. Her daughter had found football through one of our community projects, and she loved it. Now the mother came to me and explained to me that her daughter couldn't play football with us anymore. I asked why. She will now do the laundry with me on Tuesdays, so she can't come to you anymore. She must learn her household chores. This is expected of her since she will get married soon. This is our culture, and we will never find a good husband for her if she can't do the laundry? Well, let me be the first to tell you, football does not prevent you from helping out with household chores. This was about something else. This was a girl who had to do the laundry for her 5 brothers on the one day of the week when she had been allowed to do something of her own choosing. And would she really even want to get married anytime soon? Especially with the man with such a strict views on laundry? Every child in Sweden has rights, not only some. There cannot be different rights for children depending on who the parent is. I told the mother, we're not compromising here. Change your laundry day or ask your sons to help you. This mother was trying to meet the expectations and the pressure from her husband and other relatives. She did by trying to raise her daughter to fit in a culture that rejects the rights of women and children. If we really are serious about integration and equal rights, then all of us have a responsibility to help. The civil society has a huge role to play in integration. Integration becomes most powerful when people meet in the common interest. Integration can be reached in other ways over time, but there's no faster and influential process than the grassroots activity in a local community. So that is where we come in. The biggest sport in Sweden, the biggest sports in the world. In 2016, we had over 22 million football activities here in Sweden. Children come to us because they want to play football. They make a choice, maybe even the very first choice they have made for themselves. We have to make them feel at home, keep them coming back, and also go looking for those who had trouble coming to us. Being together, sharing a passion, talking about our values, those are keys to integration. In conclusion, I would like to thank you for listening, but more importantly, I would like you to ask yourselves, what can you do to help? I visit clubs, schools, and social workers to educate them in these issues, and I usually ask them to do these things. Dare to question injustice and equality. Don't shy away from asking questions. Create a space where children from different backgrounds can feel welcome and be seen, but don't separate these children from your other activities. Don't treat children differently because of who their parents are. Thank you for listening.